Female Trouble! Don't ever talk like that.
That was rough, Spam.
All right, at the Charm City Cakes Jammer line, our first two jammers are Eye for Eye, Ellen Trent for Female Trouble, and Barney Rebel, number 999, for the Columbia Quad Squad Misbehaviors. And your lead jammer is Barney Rebel. What lead jammer means is the first jammer that makes their initial pass and is eligible to score without causing a penalty on their way doing that gets to be lead jammer. The only advantage to being lead jammer is that you can call off a jam before its 2-minute full conclusion.
Which is a really big strategic advantage when you think about it. You get all the points that you think you're going to be able to get more than your opposition, and you call it.
See, each of these 2-minute or less plays is called a jam, and there are essentially a somewhat unlimited number of them in a bout. The only limit is the clock running out. The clock runs continuously, except for timeouts.
A seriously strong start there by the Misbehavens. They've already put up 8 points. That's 2 clean passes on the board. Violet Heartbreaker, number 30, jamming for the Misbehavens.
Your lead jammer is E.D. Sledgewick for Female Trouble.
That's a team based here in Baltimore.
That's right. Both jammers are eligible to score once they've made their initial pass. So lead jammer doesn't mean you're going to win or lose.
Sledgewick just slides by on the inside line, but no, she does not. Cut track. She is getting sent to the penalty box for 1 minute for a cut track. That means that she left the boundaries of play and then re-entered in front of somebody that she should have been behind.
For that matter, Roxy Balboa is also in the penalty box, leaving Female Trouble with only 3 ladies on the track versus 5 for Columbia.
One, two, three, wall of black up front, giving Red some trouble.
If you're knocked out of bounds, you have to come back inbounds behind the person who knocked you out.
So if things are looking a little bit more simple out there right now, it's because each team has only one job. Misbehavens are now playing offense because they have a jammer out there. While Female Trouble has no jammers, they are playing all defense.
This is what we would call a power jam in favor of Columbia. Much like a power play in hockey, except there's no heavy disc to be slapped into the audience.
Or sticks, or ice.
Or beefy men, other than some of the bench
Outside of the
coaches and
announce
officials.
Sweet footwork there by Sledgewick.
That was what they call a grand slam. Not just any grand slam, but a 5-point grand slam. I got to be specific there for our NSO, Nate.
There she goes. She gets her points, all 4. And 4 to Columbia, too. 17-9 on the board. That was an even jam. 9 points put up by each team.
And those 5-point grand slams were because she passed the 4 blockers that were on the track, and she got credit for the opponent who was in the penalty box.
Yes.
Because you don't get docked. You don't get docked a point just because somebody wasn't there to be passed.
You get that point as soon as you pass your first opposing blocker. And look at that. Red already out with lead jammer. Number 11. You're gonna be sorry. Red Pepper trying to follow her. Jamming for Female Trouble.
If I'm correct, these 2 leagues have never faced each other.
I love
Is
it.
that correct?
We're just 3 jams
man.
in now, right?
Calling me out.
I believe they've never faced each other. So their tricks and tactics have never been tested against each other.
Exactly. Everybody out there is getting to know the other team and trying to figure out style of play, how to attack the game. This is, in a lot of ways, the most exciting part of the game.
At the Charm City Cakes jammer line for Columbia, $9.99 Barney Rebel and Lucky Penny for Female Trouble.
Lucky Penny is out with the jammer for Charm, but very quickly followed by Barney Rebel. What's she gonna do? Lucky Penny has the slight advantage in front, and she is calling off the jam with 1 point going to Barney Rebel. And none to Female Trouble. That's a tough situation when the jammers are right up against each other. Looks like they gave him 2 points there.
Ella Trick at the Charm City Cakes jammer line for Female Trouble. Violet Heartbreaker for Columbia.
My apologies, sir. That was 1 point that went to each team there. The 2 from the being flashed by the jammer rep at that point was. Oh, no. Here I am thinking about minor
Ella
penalties
Trick
again.
is your lead jammer for Charm City's Female Trouble.
She's done some amazing things in 2013 as a jammer.
Federal Kill almost single-handedly took down Violet Heartbreaker there, but no. Heartbreaker stuck it out. Looks like Pimperella going to the box.
At least until midnight. Violet Heartbreaker gets hit to the inside by Terrorizer, who then flies backwards. See what she's doing, everybody?
Okay, so remember
Violet
that what we
Heartbreaker
talked
can't
about?
come back in front of Terrorizer, so she rolls on back.
Little pat control move. Violet stuck behind a wall of Smirnoff Ice, Federal Kill, and Terrorizer.
And once again, there goes Federal Kill rolling back.
Federal Kill
Violet.
and Smirnoff Ice stretching it out to be sure that they don't get a 20-foot break of the pack. Violet Heartbreaker finds that line very easily right up the inside. Federal Kill going to the box.
5 points for the misbehaviors.
Ella Trick back in from the box and clears the pack. She gets her 4 points. Little surprise attack there. And the jam is called.
28-14 in favor of Columbia, seen by many as the underdog, which is only pissing them off more.
Looks like each pack is down by 1. Now Columbia is down by 2 with 1 standing in the box, which means she has less than 10 seconds left to serve in her penalty.
Little update here. A point has been added to Female Trouble by the scoreboard in between jams. That happens from time to time.
Magic points.
Magic points. Our scoreboard
There
is
she
magic.
goes.
It's like dark energy.
Number 11, Jog Gonna Be Sorry. Lead jammer calls it off.
0-0 on that jam.
She had a very easy skip out through the pack there, though. She's like, Jog Gonna Be Sorry, digs in.
Barney Rebel and Red Pepper at the Charm City Cakes jammer line for jam number 7.
The most delicious jammer line in all of Flat Track Roller Derby.
I doubt that.
Have you tried
I've
it?
tried several.
I'm sure there's somebody named after cheesecake or Krispy Kremes. Or bacon. Wait, we have Canadian bacon.
We do.
We do have Canadian bacon. That's pretty
Whoa.
delicious.
Red Pepper trying to avoid the track cut there. Pulling
Oh.
number DV8. She does avoid the track cut, but
We have a power jam in our hands. as Barney Rebel goes to the penalty box.
Red Pepper finds an outside line.
Red Pepper is your lead jammer. Female Trouble has a chance to close this gap a bit.
So Female Trouble is entirely on offense, and Columbia is entirely on defense for the next minute.
And it turns out that Columbia's misbehaviors are pretty good at defense.
I haven't
5 points for Red Pepper. That is the greatest number of points a jammer can score on one pass through the pack.
And look at that right around the outside line.
5 points for Red Pepper and Female Trouble and every citizen of Baltimore.
Columbia
Closing
letting
the
the pack
gap.
stay slow. Look at that federal kill making a hole for Red Pepper. Now we've just got a big old messy pack. And Red Pepper calls it off while Charm City still has the power jam advantage. That means that the next jam will be starting with only a Female Trouble jammer out there.
With another 3 points, that brings us to a tied game, 28-28.
Wow, yes, that is exciting.
Charm City has closed the gap for the first time tonight. Lucky Penny alone at the Charm City Cakes jammer line at the moment. As we
Don't
start,
feel sorry for her. She's going to have plenty of blocker company in just a few moments.
Little attempt at some fancy strategy work out of Female Trouble.
Barney Rebel now in the pack as well. Barney Rebel is your lead jammer, and Lucky Penny to the penalty box. It's a power jam for Columbia.
And they
Charm
proceed
City
to
unable to
make
stop Barney Rebel.
Untouched. Barney Rebel getting her keep skating signal from her bench. Skating into an essentially stopped pack, gets around Roxy Balboa, Bethany, and Anastasia.
5 more points for the misbehaviors. Virtually erasing the previous jam from the history books. Everybody, Holly Hunter and Long Johns are on the sidelines doing fantastic work, pulling the strings. That's not a good analogy. Providing valuable advice.
This is Amsterdam jamming power jam for Columbia.
I believe that's pronounced Amsterdam.
Right now it is.
I checked with both Merriam and Webster.
We're seeing a predominant strategy out of both teams here on power jams to just keep the pack at a standstill.
Whoa!
Lucky Penny is back from the box.
Not lead jammer though.
Lucky Penny made her initial pass in quite a hurry. And threw
Wow.
again for 4 points.
We're losing Creature to the box for a minute.
In fact, a lot of skaters going to the box all at once.
Full box.
(52-32) in favor of Columbia at the moment. Ella Trick and Violet Heartbreaker at the Charm City Cakes jammer line. Very few blockers out there. All the rest are in the penalty box.
Oh my goodness, we might see a pivot line start.
Don't you jinx it, lady.
Only 2 blockers for Columbia, 1 for Female Trouble.
That front line there is known as the pivot line. Oh, maybe as recently as 2 years ago, all jams started up there.
As Violet Heartbreaker gets knocked to the floor, eye for eye, Ella Trick gets lead jammer for Female Trouble.
1 blocker for each team just came out of the penalty box or joining the rest of their pack. Ella Trick makes another pass for another 4 points for Female Trouble. Violet Heartbreaker scores 4 of her own. Ella Trick with another 4 for Female Trouble. And that's the end of that jam.
Wow.
56-40? No, that can't be. There we go.
Points are still coming.
This is like a watched pot. You
Our
can't look at the scoreboard when you want to know what the score
actually
is. You give
comes
it a
to
minute.
us from another time zone.
Yeah, unlike most other sports, roller derby scoring and reffing is done by human beings in real time, who are
Human
thinking
beings
hard and
on
working
the
as a team.
International Space Station, so we have to send the information up there and wait for it to bounce back.
Female Trouble again has the lead jammer position.
With Sledgewick. You're gonna be sorry is fighting against one, and off she goes.
Y'all gonna be sorry.
We are getting the track filled up again as Edie calls off the jam. An additional 3 points for her.
Some chip away happening from Female Trouble.
Already halfway through the first half of the first bout of the
Ninth?
fifth month of 2013. Okay.
Columbia is still holding on to a 13-point advantage. I don't think that Femtro has had the lead. There was that brief tie, but they have had this nice, comfortable margin behind them.
They've tied it, but they haven't taken a lead. Female Trouble and Barney Rebel are your jammers.
Red Pepper cut hard to the outside, and it almost paid off. Dangerous Gambit, and
Oh, Barney!
here she comes.
Jam for Red Pepper. There was a cut track called on Barney Rebel. She is being sent to the box for 1 minute.
For the next minute, unless Red Pepper makes a penalty herself,
Pepper meets the backs of the opposition, looking for her hole.
Oh
Little
my
hop.
goodness, well done.
just stepping over Beefy, Red Pepper continues forward. And that's 5 points for Female Trouble. Just a reminder, Red Pepper skates faster when the crowd is making a lot of noise.
It's like believing in fairies. You gotta do something about it.
See,
Pepper recycled to the back of the pack.
that happened when the crowd got quiet.
Yeah, it did.
I bet things seem to be moving in slow motion if you're actually in the pack. Red Pepper,
Walker's looking around trying to figure out what's going on.
yeah, Red Pepper
That's
has been
what's
sent to the
going
box.
on.
Yeah.
Terrorizer tries to stop her, but Barney Rebel flies out of the box and finds herself a hole through the pack. Looks like one more red shirt heading to the box for a minute. A fully stopped pack. Only 2 Femtro blockers there trying to stop Barney Rebel. Now an advantage here to having a stopped pack here on behalf of Red is that they know that the engagement zone is only going to extend 20 feet in front of them. If they are all together and their jammer pushes up 20 feet, automatically that single Female Trouble out there, Taze, is going to have to let her go. You can only engage when you are within 20 feet of the pack. Unless you're a jammer, and then you can hit anything anytime you want.
52-70 the score. Still anybody's game, but try as they might, Female Trouble has not been able to make much more progress than this. Well, ever since it was tied.
All right, we're looking at
well,
Jugana to
never
be
mind.
sorry
Since then.
out there on the line for Columbia, the misbehaviors. Only 2. Wow. That was Carter away, just floored Roxy Balboa right off the jammer line.
As you were going to say, only 2 jammers and only 2 blockers and no jammers on the track for Female Trouble. Making it kind of easy for Columbia as they pick up another 5. Now everybody's out there.
Almost a surprise attack by Red Pepper. She gets up to the front of the pack and off she goes.
That's her initial pass. She can score now.
And the Female Trouble defense locks things down up front.
Forces the call off of Jugana to be sorry, stops the jam. Looks like Lucky Penny coming out for Female Trouble. And 3 blockers. Violet Heartbreaker out for Columbia with only 2 blockers, and they had to lose their pivot stripe. Was that really only 1 blocker out there in red? That means Creature has a singular job, and she's doing it.
Well, Female Trouble, if you have not noticed, ladies and gentlemen, is achieved lead jammer status thanks to Lucky Penny.
Chaos brought to you by Creature. Penny dives through and calls it.
Gets past, gets a lot of points for that one skater pass.
Seems to me if there's one thing Columbia built themselves with, it's size. They've definitely got some imposing bodies out there. Amsterdam and Ella Trick at the Charm City Kings jammer line for jam number 15. I know you're counting.
It's, I presume, important for statisticians, right? Otherwise,
Ella Trick and Amsterdam out there.
Damn!
Now it looks like Amsterdam might have started that jam in front of the line, and therefore she has to recycle herself an entire lap because she was legally in front of the pack when the jam started. Got it?
interesting
Good.
fact, she's also now 30 seconds younger.
Ella Trick out, she gets the ever-elusive 6-point
Wow.
pass. How did that happen? Because she legally passed the opposing jammer twice.
Who is it who jinxed us and said 5 is the most you can score?
That was me.
There you go.
I
Seen
said
that
that
before.
earlier, and they go and make a liar out of me.
If you've ever seen a 6-point pass before, raise your hand. Anybody?
Never.
Never.
Don't go saying that's the most now.
So wait, is it always played on roller skates? Are we going to stick to that?
Always. Until the after party, and then it is played again, but not on roller skates.
Time out.
Send an email to skatertots at charmcityrollergirls.com or just check out the website and figure out how to make yourself tasty.
And if you're even thinking, maybe I'd like to do that, yes, you should. Yes, you should. Yes, you should.
It's a lot more satisfying than you already think it is.
Yeah, it is. It seriously
Look how
is.
happy Barney Rebel seems. She's got lead jammer. All is right with the world.
ED Sledgewood right behind her, which is why Barney calls it off.
She had such a good time. She had to call off the jam to run off and write in her journal.
That's got to be the least masculine Barney I've ever known.
Man,
Even less masculine than Barney the dinosaur.
Femtro looking organized, swarmed right to the jammer line that time. I think they have a plan. And we've got Red Pepper. Skating against Jaw Gonna Be Sorry. Reforming wall of black, reforming wall of red, but look who gets through first. It is Red Pepper for Female Trouble.
that is exciting. Your hesitant, positive reactions are correct.
We're so excited. We're also excited that, wow, Jaw Gonna Be Sorry, pushing hard, finally just finds that inside line.
Gets away from a blistering assault by Jeanne d'Arc. Not an easy
Red
fight
Pepper
to win.
Red Pepper with 1 to beat, calls it off before Jaw Gonna Be Sorry can make anybody sorry.
Forced by Make You Panic, holding her back, and Red Pepper just finally said, no, thank you.
But pretty calmly, I'd say.
Yeah,
So
she's
that
just
part of the
sitting on
panic
her-
part of the mission
Yeah,
was left
yeah.
unfulfilled.
So quick little blocking 101. It is very hard to stop somebody who's moving quickly all by yourself as a blocker. But if you can get them right behind you and be making contact with them behind you, literally sitting in their lap, there's very little they can do to get around you.
And if you
Because
tell
you can
them,
feel where they're moving.
what you want for Christmas while you're doing it, it makes them super mad.
Lucky Penny.
Oh my gosh, I have to do
Lucky
that.
Penny is your lead jammer. Only 11 points separate these teams as we are less than 6 minutes before halftime.
Lucky Penny finds her line. Off she goes. Just one more to beat. And she does it and calls it.
5
Gets a
points
five.
for Female Trouble.
Oh boy.
We are now looking at a 6-point game. Barney Rebel up against I4I Ella Trick. And 2 full packs. This is like a restart.
We know that it's a 6-point game because we can see it on this glorious projected scoreboard courtesy of One Rock Studios, the official photographer of the Charm City Roller Girls.
Now, if you think back to the second jam, when Columbia had an 8-point lead after that very first jam, this is like more of a reset than that second jam. Roller derby is a game of differentials. It's just about the difference in score.
The very feminine Barney Rebel is your lead jammer, but having a bit of trouble in her first scoring pass.
Carter Way and Roxy Balboa both spending a minute in the box.
4 points for Columbia, extending their lead to 10.
Edie Sledgwick with purple / black star. And Jaw gonna be sorry with the red star. 2 packs of 3? No, 1 pack of 2 from Baltimore against 3 from South Carolina.
Female Trouble will be operating at a deficit of blockers this jam for a little while at least.
Smart recycling there out of Rabbit Punch, which is a true Snicker name. Oi.
Oh, Make You Panic slows down Edie Sledgwick just a bit.
Sledge not easily giving up. But lead jammer is still going to be sorry. She calls it just after she wastes a little bit of clock and a little bit of the opposition's energy. Have we seen Angry Bird T out on the jammer line before?
I believe this is the first time.
Fantastic. Number 430 up against Red Pepper for E29 for Female Trouble. And she's got lead jammer. Nothing like fresh jammer blood. Red Pepper fighting the back of that pack there, tries to take a swing. An Angry Bird T does not land it. We've got a strung out pack. Red Pepper finally gets through, but she does not have lead jammer status. Angry Bird is just going to jump in. Barney Rebel and Lucky Penny jamming.
Less than 2 minutes left in the half.
Oh yeah, messy scrum start, and there goes Lucky Penny. Not alone. Female Trouble trying to hold one player back. Control the speed of the pack. Lucky Penny, that is 2 to Lucky Penny and 0 to South Carolina.
You know, many people are unaware of why Columbia decided to do this bout against Female Trouble in Charm City.
Are you going to tell us now?
Yes.
Why did they?
Well, a home field advantage, a crowd behind you always helps. And they thought that maybe that enough people would think they were from Columbia, Maryland, that they could get a good.
Now I get it. Okay,
Right.
to Columbia.
So they thought they would pose as a second home team. They are from Columbia. Where? Columbia, Kentucky. No. Columbia, California. No. District. No. South Carolina.
Some
Oh my
chest-to-chest
goodness.
blocking,
Ella Trick,
which
who
is totally legal, except that Make You Panic was doing it outside the engagement zone. You can block face to face.
Ella Trick and all of female, obviously, all kinds of rock and roll fun.
Wow. Hard hit out there from Amsterdam. Smirnoff Ice and Terrorizer. Play derby.
And the final jam of the first half is underway.
Ooh, bad news for Female Trouble. Sledgwick gets pushed all the way to the back.
Cut track called an Angry Bird T. Looks like we have got
A
little
power
change.
jam.
Angry Bird T got sent out just as she passed the penalty box, so she's got to skate all the
Punches
way
back.
around
Almost
the
punches.
track. If you have a shred of human compassion, that's just heartbreaking.
I've made people do worse.
Well, Creature is just being the bane of her existence right now. Really effective, strong hits. Jammerless jam. Okay.
This means
Edie Sledgwick goes to the penalty box. Jammerless jams are stupid, so that sends.
I disagree. It's a nice time to take a break and think about
So
what
that
life
sends
means.
Angry Bird T back onto the track.
Because them's the rules.
That also means that Edie Sledgwick will only spend as much time in the penalty box as Angry Bird T did. Another female trouble skater, Federal Kill, going to the penalty box.
Oh my. Such a shame.
This is the most excitement we've had without a running clock.
Oh my gosh, the clock is... We didn't pay the power bill. It's at 0. 30 seconds left in the jam.
No one is eligible to be a
Lead jammer.
lead jammer because they've both been in the penalty box.
That was the
So
booty
this
of
go-
Anastasia there.
so-
Stopped Angry Bird T.
So this jam is going the full length,
Full 2 minutes, just like the old days.
and everybody likes the full length.
5
You know what
points
I mean.
for female treble. Edie Sledgwick already back on the track.
And that's gonna bring us to halftime.
That is the half.
Oh, roller derby, how about that? Welcome to second half action. And Barney Rebel is not your lead jammer. She's off to the penalty box. It is a power jam for female trouble, and Edie Sledgwick is now your lead jammer and the only jammer. Female trouble now only concerned with offense, Columbia concerned with defense for the next minute.
I am really curious what the dynamic of the next few jams is going to be, because you know that both of these benches went into halftime and had themselves a talking to figure out how they were going to approach the second half of the bout.
Edie stuck behind two of Columbia's stubborn blockers.
Sometimes skaters just don't want to share the points out there.
Finally passed for 5 points. And calls it off before the other jammer could join her. Nearly 12 points separating these teams.
That's just a sliver of the possible points that could be had.
Ella Trick momentarily the only jammer on the track.
Basking in the spotlight. And we're off, or rather they are off. Electric cautiously, wisely snaking her way. Winding.
And Ella Trick is your lead jammer. Barney Rebel also out on the track, making her initial pass.
Wow, another pass from Electric. What's that? 4 more points. Calls off the jam.
That should bring Charm City within, I believe there's another 5 to be added to that.
Don't
No?
go asking
She got 2
questions,
scoring
man.
passes?
Maybe not.
I was
just the
too
one?
busy eating my
Hey.
M.
I don't know. I'm still recovering from the horseradish. For once my sandwich from Bad Decisions had more meat than horseradish. I always do it wrong. All right, 8 points separating these teams. Red Pepper and Angry Bird T are your lead jammers. Angry Bird T with 2 to beat.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, you could have been forgiven for thinking that Angry Bird T had that locked down.
Some beautiful team blocking there out of Federal Kill and Smirnoff Ice. And assisted there also by Terrorizer.
Who paid the price for her bravery.
Speaking of beautiful team blocking, I think that's Dropkick Dorothy.
Columbia has yet to score this half. Charm City within 6. Lucky Penny and Doggonna Be Sorry are your jammers.
Lucky Penny up against Doggonna Be Sorry.
I said that.
You did?
Yeah.
Thank goodness I'm paying attention. Also, beer. Brought to you by Flying Dog Brewery.
Oh, Flying Dog Brewery.
Whoa! Both jammers sliding through there in some pretty slick moves. Lucky Penny still trapped a little bit. Manages to get out.
Both having made their their initial passes.
But Doggonna Be Sorry has hit the back of the pack. She gets her way into the wall of black, calls it off. She gets her 2 points and goes home.
So we've started this game with with Charm City having made a 6-2 scoring streak.
You got a way better memory than I do, brother.
I don't know. Barney Rebel and Edie Sledgwick, your jammers.
I got to tattoo the previous jam scores to myself like in Memento.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
Sledge.
Edie Sledgwick.
Just past Creature and Master of Ruckus there.
She is your lead jammer. Barney Rebel also having made her initial pass. Sledge is in the pack. Sledge with just 1 to beat, 2 to beat, calls it off before Barney Rebel can do any damage with their party. Ella Trick still stuck in the back of the pack while, Angry Bird T to the penalty box.
Whoa.
That's a-
Monster swing.
Whoa.
Almost took out Ella Trick.
It's a power jam for Female Trouble. Another Columbia skater off to the penalty box, while Ella Trick picks up another 5 for Charm City. That brings us to a tied score.
Dead stop here. Female Trouble moves out trying to make some chaos.
Female Trouble with its first lead of the night, 107-102.
That's right, people. More noise. Ella Trick thrives on noise and chaos.
Another 5 points, 112-102.
Female Trouble trying to move the pack back, control the pack speed, holding Bloodshed Red.
Another 5, 117-102 Female Trouble.
And she
Pouring it on.
Whoa!
5. Completely effortlessly.
I think all three of us should
122-102.
Let's all yell!
This is what Marty meant by anybody's game. One to beat, and she does it. 127-102 Female Trouble.
But look who's
This is
back.
what I meant earlier. And that's it for this jam.
25
What?
points up. That was a 30-point jam.
30 points for Ella Trick.
My gosh.
That's what I meant early on in the evening when I said that Ella Trick has done some pretty amazing things in 2013 as a jammer.
I got
she's
keep an
electric.
eye on those blockers too,
Red-
ladies and gentlemen.
I guess Red Pepper would like us to talk about her now. She's at the Charm City Kicks jammer line.
I can't imagine
alongside
how
John Gonna Be Sorry.
So John Gonna Be Sorry has rocked out this bout. Oh yeah, it ain't over. It ain't over. There she goes.
John Gonna Be Sorry is pissed, and she's the lead jammer.
There goes that dig in. And there goes Red Pepper right behind her. Pack reforming. Jaw dives in.
Oh!
On the outside. Her bench desperately telling her to call it off.
Red Pepper slides into third.
Just in time. Red Pepper does get 1 point on that pass. We're still looking at a 22-point game here. Roxy Balboa takes the star in black up against Barney Rebel in red.
I believe that's Roxy Balboa's first time jamming tonight.
Is it?
I believe so.
Usually we see her with a lot of star on her head.
Well, not tonight. Sit down.
I am sitting down.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Not anymore.
22-point lead being enjoyed by Female Trouble, but heaven knows that can change
If
at
you're going to
any
pull your
moment.
pants down, so am I.
All right.
Let's all pull our pants down.
Barney Rebel has lead jammer for the South Carolina Quad Squad, Miss B. Havers.
Check that out.
The B is for B team.
Female Trouble just tried to jump up into the front of the pack. Harder away managed to pull Pimperella to the back.
I thought the B was for
Cycled her
Baltimore.
all the way to the penalty box.
Yeah, see, the B is for Baltimore. And then when they travel up to take on Gotham, it'll be the N Havers. Or the
It's
N-
so hard not to say Havers, isn't it? It is. You're supposed to say Havers, not or Havers.
I want to say
Miss Behavers?
It's behaviors.
They have
It's behaviors.
I want to say Behavens, but that's like my,
Shavers?
singer's back. Oh my goodness, it's a pivot line start.
Back? Oh, it's behaviors.
Whoa!
It's actually back
Lucky Penny
shavers.
finds her line first.
Oh my God, there's roller derby.
Female Troubles. Lucky Penny. Angry Bird T takes a spill behind Federal Kill. Make You Panic going to the
Wow.
rescue. Yes, that is completely legal. You can skate into somebody's front. If they are facing you, their front is a legal blocking zone. You can charge that girl.
You make it sound
Fed
like
Kill down hard to Make You Panic's hit.
Lucky Penny with 5.
First Day of Reckoning makes it sound mandatory to charge that girl if she's turning around facing you. If you let that sign of disrespect slide, you'll regret it. Get her
You see,
immediately.
generally, you cannot skate into somebody from behind, right? Legal blocking zones are in the front of the body, between the bra straps. You can't run into somebody from behind. But if they turn around and show you their chest, you can just put down a shoulder and go right into their liver. I know it happened to me a few times, and it really hurts.
I wish there were things I was allowed to do when somebody turns around and shows me their chest.
That,
You're going to put your shoulder in their liver?
and that shoulder to the liver is the second most common liver trouble you'll get from roller derby.
Cirrhosis.
Is this jam over yet?
No, it isn't.
Not by a long shot, dude.
Oh, there goes
15
Federal
so
Kill into the
far.
box. Sit down, Federal Kill. There goes Amsterdam into the penalty box as well.
Creature recycles Lucky Penny all the way to the back. Almost. It looks like she just got cold on the forearm.
And another to the penalty box. Creature is there now.
Smirnoff Eyes just fights Angry Bird T up the front, realizes she has to let her go. Lucky Penny saying goodbye.
All of your donations. So if you put in $5, we'll put in $5. If you put in 20, we'll put in 20. We're trying to hit $1,000 tonight. We're already well on our way there. Last I heard, we were in the 600 something range.
Come on, give and give again.
Jaw and Sledge. Oh.
Sledge with 1 to beat.
Sledge,
She is your lead jammer.
Jaw managed to get all the way to the back there, 1 to beat there, and off she goes past Jean d'Arc and Deathamy.
Fairly quick moving pack.
Beefy and Carter away, holding it down in red.
Sledge Sledge calls it
lets
up
go.
with 1 or 2 to beat. She picks up 3. 153-109 female treble. Nearing the halfway point in the second half. Somebody just yelled 30 more, Ella.
You got it in you, girl? Because if you don't, I'm guessing that Barney does.
Ella Trick and Barney Rebel.
Well,
There they go.
she's going to be able to count on Anastasia
In a
and
thin,
Smirnoff Ice. And is that Canadian bacon?
Ella Trick is your lead jammer.
There she goes. Small and low.
Barney Rebel is out of the pack as well.
Looks like we might have had a nose hit in the pack.
A
Bunch of players
whip from
coming out of the
Federal
box.
Kill.
There she goes.
Ella
Calls
Trick
it.
picks up her 4 and calls it off.
To the great approval of Federal Kill. All right, so at this point, we've about under the 16-minute mark, about a quarter of the game to go, and with this level of lead, burning the clock.
It's still anybody's game, Doris. It
absolutely
is still anybody's game.
Just looking at the strategy being used out there, that she took her one pass and called it instead of going for another one.
Sometimes you got to keep the foot on the gas. Sometimes you don't
Indeed.
just assume it's enough.
That is a metaphor. Gasoline is no longer legal on the roller derby track, according to WIFTA regulations.
That would have been old school.
But intestinal gas is definitely legal.
Oh, Jaw is out lapping. There she goes. Roxy Balboa takes a hard down.
Jaw gonna be sorry having
We are losing.
trouble in the pack.
We're losing both Beefy and Carter away to the box. A full box of 3 out there for Red, so only 1 blocker, no jammer.
In all fairness,
Now what?
In all fairness, Jaw gonna be sorry's track cut was absolutely unintentional and clearly unavoidable.
Oh,
but hey, what are you gonna
Roxy's-
do? Rules is rules.
Roxy, I'm sorry.
Roxy
has to get around 1. Carter away is going to be a tough one.
Roxy takes out the official with the best name of the night, Vanna Down by the River.
Five points for Roxy Balboa.
1 point, 2 points, 3
Oh,
points.
a beautifully landed hit. You know how hard it is to be that single blocker out there right now? You've got 4 girls trying to control you, and she still managed to land a hit on Roxy.
All right, Roxy is awash in female treble blockers.
I think that is
There we go.
Amsterdam.
Another 5 for female treble.
Amsterdam, the only one in red who manages to not go to the box repeatedly.
172-109.
Once you start losing players, once you're down a player or 2 and you've got some people in the box, it gets harder and harder to fend off those penalties because your playing has to get more and more desperate to try to stop the action, stop the bleeding.
Once panic sets in, there's no turning back. Madness awaits.
That was my madness sound.
That was spot on. Oh!
Roxy calls it off after 4 more. Columbia.
And domestically, and they help us provide you with the opportunity to purchase beer.
Wow! Beautiful passer out of Barney Rebel. Smooth on the outside, followed by Red Pepper. Femtro trying to take the front of the pack,
Wow!
ending up disorganized.
Very slick indeed. I imagine if, like Barney Rebel, you're used to driving and steering your car with only your feet, roller skating is just second nature.
Lucky Penny and Joe gonna be sorry. 3v3 in the pack. Amsterdam, master of ruckus. And I can't see your shirt. Let's make you panic, is that May? Yeah. Against Deathany, Anastasia, and Jeanne d'Arc.
Lucky Penny makes it through, squeezing nice and tight on the inside.
Shaw gotta be sorry, still stuck in the pack. Oh, fine. 1 to beat makes it through.
Femtro Pack recycles to the back.
Jeanne d'Arc sent to the penalty box by the Inquisition.
The one thing that Charm is not used to, now that the pack is moving quickly, this is something that Charm isn't really used to. Charm tends to play a pretty slow and controlled game.
It's the humidity, you know? Nobody wants to go fast. Ugh.
Once the pack starts moving, you have to have extra speed to be able to get in there and play any kind of defensive move at all. Sledge up against Barney Rebel.
Okay, that was a lot of people falling down. It looks like everybody's okay, so let's be glad for that.
I just thought of something.
Barney finds her hole and off she goes. Sledge is still stuck at the back of the pack right in the midst of a massive plug of red.
I thought of, if Barney Rebel has a boyfriend who plays roller derby, I know what his name should be.
What should his name be?
Fred Sprintstone. If he's a jammer, Fred Sprintstone. Sprint, because he's a fast
Sprintstone.
fast jammer.
I heard sprint.
He can still be a Verizon customer. It's okay.
4 points.
Or if he gets
For the
injured,
South Carolina Quad Squad missed.
if he gets injured a lot, he
Havers.
can be Fred Splintstone. But
He has to be flexible for that
just a
one.
thought. Well, look at that. That's Ella Trick versus Not Gonna Be Sorry.
Did you know that some of the skaters who are actually playing tonight and running around here today, well, I don't know if anybody playing, I don't want to say that unless it's true, but I do know that there are people playing tonight who ran the color run this morning, and there are a bunch of Charm City roller girls who did the ride for the feast today, rode their bikes 140 miles from Ocean City back home. Ella Trick around the outside.
Ella Trick once again with the help of her blockers, Destiny, Anastasia.
Jaw Gonna Be Sorry recycled into the back of the pack again.
A wall of bacon, death, and flaming adolescent woman blocking off the efforts of Jaw Gonna Be Sorry.
Don't you ever associate bacon with death ever again.
Oh,
Ever.
okay.
It was a
Ever.
wall of awesome bacon, death.
Have you ever looked at
martyrdom.
WebMD?
No, but here's the thing. Death keeps you from having any more bacon.
But if it's the reward of the afterlife,
What?
because Joan of Arc, come on.
All
I mean,
right.
it's got to be
If
something.
there's bacon after death, then I'm okay with
I
that.
didn't mean to offend you.
No, I'm just
I
scared.
understand it.
I'm just scared.
These are your religious sensibilities. I don't want to do anything that's.
I'm just scared.
I know you're delicate.
If there's
about
bacon after death, then,
It's all right.
then I'm not as scared.
Would you like to hold me? Or for me to hold you? How does
What
that
do I
work?
get to
This
hold?
is not the time for
I don't
metaphysical.
have any bacon.
I mean,
There are other things I'm willing to hold besides bacon. All right.
ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about roller derby, you may just want to look around. And certainly don't listen to this. Look around you. You may see a woman holding a sign that says questions, followed by a question mark. Ask a roller girl. Feel free to ask her questions.
There's a sign like that right up there in the
I
stands.
believe she's answering a question as we speak.
Or if you have something you would like to share, we might do a little ask the audience at some point tonight.
Barney Rebel is your lead jammer. Red Pepper, several
Red
yards
Pepper.
behind her.
And she calls it.
Feel free to insert Barney Rebel's name into the David Bowie song Rebel Rebel and sing it in your head over and over, because God knows that's all I've been able to do. Barney Rebel, and then you forget the rest of the words. Da 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 da.
I just get the Flintstones theme song in my head.
I'd like to salute the South Carolina Quad Squad for having some of the most legible jerseys in all of roller derby.
Awesome.
We can totally read these.
White on red,
Very
I
easily.
approve.
Except for Jaw.
Yeah, you got
Roxy's
Hey-o.
out with lead jammer.
Scooting around the outside for that one.
Fed Kill gets another. Nope, sorry, that was Jean d'Arc getting a last hit on Angry Bird T.
That's 4 for Female Trouble as they near the 200 mark.
And Roxy calls it. The jam doesn't actually end until that fourth whistle, which signals tweet, 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 tweet. It is done now. So points can be scored up until that fourth whistle. Lucky Penny and Violet Heartbreaker. And a full pack of 4v4. Creature Master of Ruckus Amsterdam. I'm sorry, that is only 3 blockers out in red. Fed Kill, Che Guevara. And off she goes.
the Jammers Violet Heartbreaker. They're going to look to close this gap here.
Spearing off ice to the penalty box.
If they get 70 more points, the Misbehaviors will be in the lead.
That is a 0-0. A nothing jam. That was just some time spent.
But we all enjoyed each other's company, though, right?
It did. But at this point, time spent is in the favor of Female Trouble, right? Sledge and Barney Rebel on the line. 3v3 in the pack.
Oh,
Wow, Sledge hammers her way into the pack, manages to get pushed to the back, and
well done.
Good one.
some happy little feet there out of Barney Rebel. Pushes her right out in front. Sledge taking some last hits off a rabbit punch. Rabbit punch. We just went off mic to try to figure out why rabbit, but it's funny.
Don't ask.
Really funny.
It might be something we don't want to hear about.
It's when a guy does
See, no
something.
speculation. We read the names and move on.
Okay, so
If we can associate it with a cartoon or a
Gonna
puppet
be
show, then we do.
sorry, and I for I electric, because she's electric.
It's when a guy
There
punches
she
a bunny.
goes.
It's when a guy turns to the girl and punches her bunny. It's
Punches
honest.
her money,
Punches her bunny.
her bunny. What's her? Marty is out.
They're on a date. They're on a date. He turns and
Oh.
punches her bunny.
Oh. Terrorizer is going to the box, and Gonna be sorry was looking like she took a hit to the windpipe, but she is back up and going.
Yeah, that looked frightening for a moment.
Yeah, it was scary. For
Partially because it was so close to us.
Gonna be sorry is making Electric sorry.
When was the last time there was an injury right in front of the announcer's booth?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
I don't remember one in my time.
You know, like there's.
Electric finds her advantage and gets in front. Now these other blockers that are here now cannot engage until they are within 20 feet of the pack.
I'm thinking the guy Bad Decisions has grilling meat out in the outdoor courtyard is not appreciating this song. The weather's been holding out already. Only happy when it rains is not the kind of music that Bad Decisions Outdoor Grill wants to hear right now.
All right. A rabbit punch is a blow to the neck or to the base of the skull. It is considered especially dangerous because it can damage the cervical vertebrae and subsequently the spinal cord, which may lead to serious spinal cord injury or even death. The punch's name is derived from the use of the technique by hunters to kill rabbits with a quick, sharp strike to the back of the head.
See,
So
Rabbit
it's-
Punch was funny until just now.
So
Yeah,
it's when a
so-
guy turns to his girl and
not
punches her in the
funny
base of the skull.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's vicious.
Come on.
But awesome.
So it's like it's a good news that it at least wasn't dirty, as in America's
Rabbit Punch, your name is
tolerance of
adorable
violence
and
over
scary.
sex continues apace.
As opposed to Donkey Punch.
And I approve of names that are adorable yet scary. I like that. All right, things are happening. Angry Bird T has lead jammer. Red Pepper is stuck in the pack. There is no active pack that is trying to reform. Oh, I haven't said this yet tonight. The pack is defined as the largest group. You know, if I'm going to say it every time, I need to come up with a better way to say it. The largest group of skaters of both teams within.
Oh my goodness. Everybody okay there?
Whoa!
Engagement
Jean
zone
d'Arc
of
and
each
Red
other.
Pepper.
That's when roller derby turns into demolition derby.
Yeah, it's when they're rolling slowly, it's bad. When they're rolling quickly, it's generally okay. But when they slow down and are still rolling, it can be bad.
2:07:131. 25 seconds left in this bout.
Roxy and Amsterdam.
Number 420.
All right.
Roxy over the inside line. Amsterdam trying to charge up the middle. It's just rugby out there right now. Oh, Roxy finds it on the out. 2 to beat.
Oh my
But
goodness.
look
Oh!
at Amsterdam. Hops through first. Roxy's so close. Finds the inside. Off she goes.
The
miss-
period clock has come to 0, so the end of this jam is the end of this bout.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
And that's it.
My gosh, they did not go out without a fight. That was some amazing skating there.
Wowza.
Unofficial final
Here
being
come the high
verified
fives.
right now is 2:07:131. What a half for female trouble.
That's what I was talking about.
What a half for female
see what
trouble
happens.
as they make their victory lap. Make some noise for your ladies in purple and black who made an incredible second half comeback. Whatever Hell 9 Millions and Natty Bones said to them, I want to hear that all night long. I think. I don't know.
They sang every word of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Nobody knows why it works, but it does. Very morbid group of skaters is Female Trouble.
We got to give some props to the ladies in red from Columbia, South Carolina. The Quad Squad misbehavers.
Misbehavers, ladies and gentlemen.
They put up
A round of applause.
for a team that's not normally ranked as high as Charm City is. They put up one heck of a fight. The first half looked like there was nothing Female Trouble could do to keep up. This team can be very imposing, and we should never look at them as an easy challenge.